town of Newcastle has provided another very, very good crowd. Very keen to see this match between the competition leaders and a side who are very keen to get up in the fight. Craig Young leading them out is Brian Johnston, Robert Stone, Steve Morris, Mark Cannon, Graham Wynn. The Saints are marching along merrily on top of the competition table with only one loss in 10 games. This lineup is powerful despite Michael O'Connor and Pat Jarvis's absence on representative duty. The Raiders need a win to stay in touch with the five. An injury to David Grant has led Don Ferner to include John Hardy. He could be the inspiring force in Canberra's efforts today. That's the crunch. Can the Raiders pack control of the St George Six? Bellamy at 5'8". Aldous coming in from fullback. Bellamy. It's not too bad. 2 points. Canberra in front. Take the early lead here in Newcastle. I hope it did for the Saints' sake, because there was a real hack in that play of the ball. There's Young. Note gives it to O'Grady. Morris is outside him. He lobs it to him, and he's into touch.
Well, I thought Morris might well have come back inside on that occasion. There seemed to be a yawning gap there. Just have a look at it here. A lovely pass from Noak, which puts O'Grady into the gap. And just see how Morris could have come back inside here because the defence was cramping Morris on the touchline. He no sooner gets the ball and he's in touch.
Cannon, Johnston, Beattie's out there. He makes a good break. Brown Johnston, Morris outside, and the ball's gone loose off the inside pass. Canberra forcing it in the end behind their line when it went loose from Brian Johnston. Chris Kinner was there. Good break here. Brian Johnston again getting away from Kinner. Too much speed for Chris Kinner, but he couldn't set up the pass to make the try. And Kinner a bit fortunate that it hit his boots. St George full of menace here in the last 5 minutes on the blind. That's Brian Johnston. He's in. Johnston squeezes over. Good play by St George. Try made when Ron Gitto missed the tackle on the blind side. Quick thinking by St George. Craig Young on the blind. Set it up for Johnston. Now, Johnston really was covered here, first of all by Carey. Should have had him. And then Gitto came across, and Johnston, very strong, scores. You can see how strong Brian Johnston is when he goes over for this try. He gets away from Carey. He thought he had him. Gitto went for him, and he just gets there. He's a long, long way away, and he's got the breeze against him. It's curving. Not quite enough. So that's it. St George lead 4-2. Bellamy, a hurried kick. Whoops, boot to that. This is handy. Gitto's after the ball. Wins there. Wolford's chasing. Wins. It's going to score in the corner. Gitto scores. Well, that was a rare mistake in the St George defence when the kick was put through, with Burgess hanging off the ball a little bit. The bounce was a little bit tricky. It fell behind Cannon, and Gitto did well keeping it on the toe. Remembering that Ricky Wolford's got some pace. He's coming in behind Gitto, but Gitto got there. Nice bounce for him and scored in the corner. Nothing that Wolford could do to stop it. See how accurate he is from here. He's hit it well. Yes, it's a beauty. Went dead straight. There was no right to left hook on that one. And Canberra go further ahead. 8-4, 25 minutes into the game. Now here's how it happened. The kick ahead from Bellamy. And Burgess made the error there, not getting to the ball. It had evaded him somehow. And Gitto keeps it going. There's Wolford coming through. He's got pace to catch the ball, but not Gitto, who gets there first and scores. St George down by 4 points. 8-4 to Canberra. Intercept under the posts. Ron Gitto, the easiest of tries. His second try of the game, he scored all Canberra's points. That was a gift. Terrible pass. Bill Ritchie firing it off, and it was Noak who lobbed the ball, and Gitto, thank you, took it on his fingertips and breezed in for a simple Canberra try. There are the extras from Gitto. So it's Canberra, or Gitto if you like, who are 14, and St George 4. There's Regan. Oh, a good break. He's up towards halfway. Now, he's looking for support. He's got Aldous with him. Aldous is covered. Morris misses him, and Aldous is going to score under the posts. A dreadful lapse in the St George defence. Canberra have capitalised again. Well, that started out as being a good run by Terry Regan and ended up in a great try to Mick Aldous. Look at this. Terry Regan. Grady misses him horribly. Regan charges ahead. He's looking around for support. He finds Mick Aldous coming up. Missed by Burgess. Missed by Morris. Lenane can't get to him, and Mick Aldous scores under the posts. From in front, Gitto should add the extras here. 2 more points. There goes Regan. Look how easily he got away from Grady and a few other would-be tacklers. He's striding out there. The cover's coming up. He has plenty of time to position his support. Mick Aldous gets the pass. Can't be stopped by Burgess. He shrugs off a feeble attempt at tackle by Steve Morris. Lenane dives desperately, but all too late. And it's the third try of the half to Canberra, and that's the halftime score. Canberra 20, St George 4. Will St George score in this second half? They haven't as yet. They've been down there hundreds of times. A wild pass. From Kinsella, it goes to Cannon. Back from Beattie to Burgess. Burgess stepping out of a couple, 2 metres short of the line. St George, another great chance to score, and they get a penalty. Almost a professional foul, that one. The ball was stolen. Canberra know they can use some delaying tactics here. Stone with the tap. Lenane chips ahead, and he's got the ball this time. Is that a try? Yes, it is. Consolation try to St George. Steve Lenane, successful this time in kicking ahead and scoring. It was pretty simple. Took the chance, just chipped the ball ahead. They had to turn around. The ball came off the post, and Lenane had the nice bounce to score.
Well, he was hampered just after he kicked back, so it was a good effort by Lenane to finally get around the player who was in his way and get through there. But Canberra didn't seem all that worried about it. They had the game well and truly won.
Ricky Walford adds the extras, adding a little respectability to the St George score. Canberra Raiders have done it, and their delighted fans are streaming onto the ground. 20-10, Canberra have beaten St George. The Saints, well, for them, an unhappy day. At half-time, it was 20-4 for Canberra. Gitto scored 2 tries, Aldous 1. Gitto added 4 goals. And for St George, Brian Johnson and Steve Lenane tries. Ricky Walford kicked 2 goals. 1 goal. Ricky Walford, 1 goal. So at full-time, victory for the Canberra Raiders up here in Newcastle, defeating St George.